Kenya had a man at home. Now he's coming home to me. I'm sorry that Nestle girl, Kenya Moore. She can't keep a man to save her damn life. But why? This and more on this edition of Yes God Action News. Let's get into it. Nestle girl, happy Friday, honey. I'm just in time for your drive at 5. This is Q coming at you from the WGAN studios with your Yes God Action News for this illustrious Friday, September 20th. Kenya Moore, Real Housewives of Atlanta, child. She can't keep a job or a man. Did she get a job back? She lose a man. But before we get into our cover story, we must talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine, honey. Listen. The people say Tekashi 6ix9ine is down to the courthouse telling everybody business. And I'm going to tell you something. Number one, I believe every single word. Number two, I don't blame him. Let me tell y'all something. 47 years? A bitch facing 47 years? Listen, quiet as it's kept, 47 years from now, this boy naturally ain't even gonna be friends with half these people. Hell nah, bitch. I'm not doing 47 years. Now listen, I ain't a fan of just dragging people in this shit that ain't got nothing to do with them. But if you got something to do with this, and I can get that 47 reduced to 17, then I'm sorry, bitch. Your name finna be all up in the mix. I'm here to let y'all know right now. Do not commit no crime with me. Do not commit no crime around me. Do not tell me or divulge any details about a crime that you committed when you was not around me, because I'm liable to snitch on your ass. I'm not doing 47 years. And here's what's funny. On a serious note, you know, a lot of people, Tekashi is catching a lot of flack in the media for being a snitch. You know, that's the worst thing you could be in the hood. Don't be no snitch. Don't be no snitch. Nah, I ain't no snitch. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I have never agreed with no snitch culture. You know what I'm saying? Because here's what happens. Nobody wants to snitch until it's their family member that's been harmed, injured, or hurt. Then they on the news hollering about, please, if you know something, turn yourself in. Please, if you know something, call in. Nobody likes to snitch until the snitching benefits them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what this boy did. Quiet as it's kept, I don't even know what this little boy's saying. The only reason I'm doing this story is A, because it was trending, and B, because somebody called my phone and said Tekashi 6ix9ine snitching on every damn body. I can't begin to tell y'all what this little boy's saying. However, I will say this. I watched 5 or 7 minutes of his Breakfast Club interview that he did with Charlamagne some time ago, and just the level of ignorance that was coming out of his mouth just disgusts me to a point where I had to turn it off. Listen, without knowing much about the story and without knowing much about him, I will say this. Tekashi 6ix9ine is the example of a failed village and a failed environment. This boy was so ignorant. I was like, I cannot believe we as people have created beings such as this. Black folks, we can't have our cake and eat it too. So either we want people to tell what they know, or we want them to keep it quiet. You see what I'm saying? But you can't have it both ways. And speaking of having it both ways, as somebody that's about speaking out of both sides of their damn neck, Fantasia Barrino. Fantasia's got a man at home. And now she thinks she's the authority on why single women can't get a man. First of all, everything about the way Fantasia presented her argument riled up my nerves. Why single women can't get a man because they're too busy being the man. So first of all, that argument inherently suggests that there is something wrong with a single woman. Have y'all ever realized that it's okay to be single and that not everybody was made to be in a relationship? Quiet as it's kept. When you honestly, I ain't even finna go there because I'm gonna upset a lot of people. I was about to say, these days and time, marriage really ain't benefit nobody, men or women, but we'll save that for another report. Fantasia got on the Breakfast Club and said that she realized some of her past relationships had failed because she was not allowing the man to lead or being submissive. You know, a lot of women need to learn to be submissive. And this is an age-old argument that we've been having in the media, and it's the, you know, traditionalists versus the progressives. You know, then you've got people who like to take that whole Bible scripture, for those of us who subscribe to the Bible, you know, a woman should submit and her man should lead, or however it goes. And some of us like to abuse that term, meaning your wife is supposed to listen to you. She's supposed to yada, 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 and we can go on and on and on. Listen, the day I take marital advice from Fantasia Barrino is the day my ass do a whole lot of shit and nothing random or funny enough I can think of to spew right now. Fantasia couldn't give me advice on how to get to my mailbox, truth be told. What I don't like is your ass don't went through a string of failed and fucked up ass relationships. Now you done been in this one for 4 or 5 years and all of a sudden use the authority on relationships. I'm not having it. What works in your household works for you. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody comes out the womb with the same energy. And we have got to be careful. We have got to be careful giving out blanketed advice, okay? Everybody whom they are in the present is a sum total of their life's experiences. We all have different life experiences, which means we will all have different personalities. There are people out there based on their genetic, chemical, and societal makeup who need to be led, okay? There are other people out there based on their chemistry, genetic makeup, need to lead. You see what I'm saying? There are people out there who have had traumatic experiences younger in life that have shaped and molded them in different directions. So we cannot say, you know what I'm saying, that the man needs to... You listen. There could be a man out there with mommy issues and a woman out there who feels the need to be in control, and those two will make the perfect marriage, with that woman being in the lead and that man being in a submissive position. There are so many different mental configurations of people to blanketly say a woman needs to be submissive to her husband. You know, and for me, I think a lot of people take exception with the word submissive. I do, because the moment I hear that word, I instantly hear the Bible thumpers and I instantly hear the men that abuse that term. You know what I'm saying? And yes, for all intents and purposes, I do think an ideal makeup for most people is one person in charge and the other person being trusting. But the key word is being trusting. You see what I'm saying? The person must lead in a way in which the other person trusts. And for me, that ain't even big submission. That's called comfort. Shit. That's called comfort, security. That's called trust. I mean, listen. Small, finite example. If I know you can cook and cooking is your thing, then yes, I have no problem relinquishing all control of the family's dietary needs to you because you got it. But if I come home and you cooking potato salad with Miracle Whip instead of mayonnaise, then nah, bitch, I got a problem. You know what I'm saying? And I think while that's a small, trivial example, I really feel like that's how it should go across the board, okay? This person is good with investing in the bills, and you handle that responsibility. I'm better with the kids and the shopping and the home. You handle that. All this other crazy foolishness she talking. Yeah, not to mention it's a little of me shooting the messenger. I'm sorry, Fantasia. That message, although it may be true for a lot of people, would have been better delivered from Kimberell before it came from your ass. Quiet as it's kept. And she ain't even got no man unless you consider Shirley Caesar one. Do Jesus. And speaking of ain't got no man, on to our cover story. Kenya Moore Daly, soon to be Kenya Moore. She and her husband have announced via People magazine and other media outlets that they are separated and headed towards divorce after 2 years of marriage. Are we surprised? You know, I don't know that I'm surprised. I'm more disappointed. And you know, I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I've ragged on Kenya and as easy and lazy as it would be right now to crack all kind of Kenya can't keep a man jokes, I really feel bad for Kenya. Because this was all she wanted. Kenya wanted a husband and a baby. And that's what the universe gave her. A husband and a baby. And unfortunately, I think Kenya has so much unhealed trauma in her past and is so broken in the area of relationship and love that she exudes a desperate energy. And because she exudes a desperate energy, she attracts people with a predatory energy. Her first boyfriend, Matt, little young guy, everybody could look at Matt and tell Matt was not suited to be with someone of a Kenya Moore stature. And what the hell were they doing? But she was just happy to have any old piece of man. You know, then Marc came along. I will say Marc is one of the ones that showed up like a wolf in sheep's clothing, because I did not see anything that stood out to me weird than Marc. I actually respected Marc a lot for the fact that he didn't want to be blasted across the media, so on and so forth. Well, quiet as it's kept, honey, the reason the man didn't want to be blasted across the media and whatnot is because they say he was living a double life, honey. Now listen, I can't confirm or deny if it's true, but rumors are surfacing that Marc had a whole nother girlfriend and other kids halfway across town. I don't know if it's true or if it's false, but a unidentified source has come together and said Kenya Moore paid off a lot of Marc's debts and basically had given him a lot of money. And one is left to assume that now that he is out of the red and back into the black, the jig is up. Let's not pretend like Kenya is the easiest person to get along with, saying the Real Housewives of Atlanta. However, nobody deserves to be taken advantage of. Broken or not, no one deserves to be taken advantage of. My hope for Kenya, despite the fact that she probably have to move forward being a single mother for a while, I hope that she and Marc are able to co-parent in a smooth, effective way. However, I do get the impression that this baby does bring Kenya a whole lot of joy, and hopefully it fills her love tank up so much that the next time she jumps into a relationship is not from a place of anxiety and anxiousness, and that she takes her time. She's not in a rush because she's busy, and she gets with the right man. I mean, on paper, Kenya does have all the makings of being the perfect wife and perfect woman to somebody. I just think mama needs to get into some therapy and truly get to the root of what some of her core issues are. Of course, we're going to see all of this play out on the Real Housewives of Atlanta this season. You know, a part of me was hoping when this news first broke, I was like, Lord, there's some shit they're doing for the show. But considering how clandestine the marriage was in the first place and how much this did mean to Kenya, I don't think that she will go this far to pull a PR stunt for the one thing that she wanted in life most. So, you know, as I get older and I start to realize, you know, the things that I would want out of life, this really is not a joking matter when it comes for Kenya Moore, because this was like the one thing that she wanted. But I must say, before I get out of here, so many people fall victim to wanting what society says you're supposed to have, which is a house, the dog, the husband, the picket fence, and a station wagon. And they end up feeling inadequate when they don't reach these arbitrary benchmarks. And I just caution everybody out there, when you're sitting there feeling lonely, or when you're feeling like you're being left out, ask yourself, do you truly feel left out? Do you truly feel lonely? Or do you feel some kind of way because you feel like you're a failure because everybody else has this and you don't? You gotta be careful, because that's how you end up in situations like this, where you take any old piece of man just to say you have a man and check that off on your societal checklist of benchmarks that you're supposed to have at or around 40. At any rate, this is Q getting ready to go get me a margarita on this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday, September 20th. Coming at you live from the Yes God Action Studios here at WGAN. I am signing off, and have a safe weekend. Bye.